Hello, welcome to our channel and welcome to our page, whatever it is that you're watching right now. I have a very urgent and latest news update regarding traveling from Philippines. So there is latest news just released not more than 24 hours ago regarding immigration documents, additional documents that are required and necessary when you are traveling from Philippines. So this is applicable to all OFWs who are just first time going out of the country, OFWs who are just returning to their work, which okay, and the seafarers, so okay. For the tourist self-sponsored or sponsored by an OFW or sponsored by a friend. So let's go over through the news. I already started reading it. Sumakit yung ulo ko. Sumakit talaga yung ulo ko as in literally. So, sobrang daming documents. Pero I believe na we are also experiencing already sa Pilipinas na we have to submit all these documents or we have to present all these documents to the IO. So, in order for us to leave the country. So, ang daming balita na getting offloaded. So, siguro, they made this news para, or they made this update, or they made this update para mas specify na talaga ano yung mga kailangan na documents in order for us to leave as per dun sa reason na we're leaving. For example, for me, I'm an OFW living in Qatar. So if I just go for vacation, for example, starting September 3, I need to present additional documents like proof of my work, that existing work. Okay? So before, I just need to present, of course, my passport, my Qatar ID, and then, you know, like your boarding pass, and what else? Some things like that, you know. Now there are additional things that I might ask my employers to provide, so then I can just go smoothly. Cases also for like OFWs who wants to travel to another country, then go back to Philippines. There's no issue, so you have to submit the necessary requirements as per tourist. Or for the OFW who wants to first go to another country, then go to his or her country of employment. So guys, let's just have the time to read this, especially if you are traveling in the near future. I really gone through this because we had plans of traveling to Philippines soon. So okay, let's check this. Let's check this out. Okay, I'm gonna put the link below for this update, for the news. So I hope this video will be helpful for you guys to understand and be prepared for the documents that is required by our immigration. So guys, let's go over through the latest news about the travel requirements. Okay, so let's choose this from inquirer.net. So this is a very latest and up-to-date regarding the documents that will be required by the immigration before you will be allowed to leave the country or the Philippines. So starting September 3, right now it's still last week of August, and this was just reported yesterday. So let's go over through the news. Filipinos traveling overseas will soon be asked to present more documentary requirements and comply with new stricter travel regulations. So the IACAT, or the short for Interagency Council Against Trafficking, is to implement its revised guidelines for the departure of Filipinos traveling abroad starting on September 3. In the recent statement, the IACAT explained that it has revised the departure protocols during the 58th regular council meeting to combat grave menace of human trafficking. Ano kaya itong mga to? So let's see. It is of paramount importance to emphasize that the revised guidelines have been formulated not to encroach upon the fundamental rights to travel, but to serve as a protective bulwark shielding our fellow citizens from the dire perils of human trafficking. So, let's see now. Based on the revised guidelines, basic travel documents now consist of the following. These are the mandatory requirements, okay? First is the passport, which is having a 6 months validity from the date of departure. So this is a must. An appropriate valid visa whenever it's required, okay? A boarding pass, and the confirmed return or round-trip ticket when necessary. So for all the things that we are going to discuss, these 4 requirements is included. So there are additional requirements for other cases, but these are the 4 main requirements. So let's see over here, down. In addition to the inspection of basic travel requirements, the immigration officer may then require the traveler to answer clarificatory questions as well as ask passengers for the following supporting documents. Let's see. For tourists having a self-funded travels, okay, confirmed return or round-trip ticket, proof of hotel booking and accommodation, financial capacity or source of income consistent with the passenger's declared purpose of travel. So I think for this one, you might have to prepare your bank statements for the latest months, latest up to 3 to 6 months, I believe. Then proof of employment and other equivalent documents. So that is for the self-funded travel. So these are the additional requirements for self-funded travel. And these are for the sponsored travels. If the sponsor abroad is a relative within the first civil degree of the passenger, so first civil degree can be your brother and sister, mom, dad, and husband, children. I think this is your first civil degree. So you will have to present these things, okay? Original PSA issued birth certificate, report of birth or marriage certificate, report of marriage as a proof of first civil degree relationship. So basically your marriage certificate or your birth certificate, which are from PSA, okay? Second one is the confirmed return or round-trip ticket, okay? And the copies of the following documents of sponsor, such as valid passport, valid work visa or permit, residence permit, or any equivalent document. So we have to provide that one also, okay? And as well as the OEC, e-receipt or OFW clearance for OFW sponsors. So guys, this is like the main requirement if you are in the first civil degree relationship. Okay, let's go over the second one. If the sponsor abroad is a relative up to the 4th, so meaning from 2nd, 3rd, and 4th civil degree of consanguinity or affinity unless otherwise limited by the Philippine Embassy or Consulate exercising jurisdiction. Okay, let's go over here. Original affidavit of support and guarantee that is duly notarized by the Philippine Embassy, Consulate, Honorary Consulate authorized to perform notarization services. Or if AOSG is notarized by a local notary public in the country of destination, the AOSG must be duly authenticated by the Philippine Embassy, consulate, consulate, honorary consulate, or apostille by the apostille authority in the country or destination for the apostille countries. Oh my gosh, just reading this gives me a headache. Just reading this gives me a headache, really. So, for example, I have to bring my cousin here. I have to prepare all these documents for her so she can present it to the IO, immigration officer, okay? And then, of course, to confirm return round-trip ticket and your birth certificate, marriage certificate, showing the exact relationship between the passenger and the sponsor. So there should be the link document. So they need additional proof, okay? If the sponsor abroad is non-relative or legal, juridical entity. So again, the AOSG is required, that is duly notarized by the embassy, consulate, honorary consulate. I think the same thing about the fourth degree. Okay? Aside from the, because this is non-relative, okay? First was the first degree, second was the second, third, fourth degree. So this basically is the same. Plus, you need to add these things over here, okay? Substantial proof of relationship. So, I don't know how to define this substantial proof of relationship. So maybe you're a friend, or maybe you're a classmate, or maybe you're a neighbor, you know, so maybe they will ask you to present pictures earlier or something like that, or some conversations that was done earlier, not just recently, to confirm that you are really acquainted with each other. So confirmed return and round trip tickets, okay? Legal or juridical entity registration papers of the sponsor. So then this will be like your sponsor, so you have to provide information from this person. Whom sponsoring your travel. If traveling with a local sponsor, oh come on. I'm already tired. There's another one. Again, duly notarized affidavit executed by the local sponsor, substantial proof of relationship, and copy of the sponsor's return ticket with that of the passenger. Okay, hindi ko masyadong idea. I didn't really get this part. Let's move over. For overseas Filipino workers, this is very applicable for me and for all the OFWs, okay? For OFWs departing for the first time OFWs, okay, you need to have this OEC, e-receipt, or OFW clearance, duly issued by the Department of Migrant Workers as appearing in the Border Control Information System. So you have to, if you're a first time OFW, you have to provide these things. Valid and appropriate employment visa or work permit or any equivalent document. Okay? Employment contract as necessary. Okay? And visa usage undertaking or manpower request specifying visa usage approved or verified by the migrant workers office if applicable. These are for the first time OFWs who are returning to the Philippines. Okay, let's move over to those like me who's already working and not the first time to depart from the Philippines. Valid and appropriate employment visa or work permit or any equivalent document. So, okay, so maybe your contract. So maybe you can present your contract or something like that. So OFW clearance, OEC issued on site by the OMW or DMW, same things, or BM online or manually issued OEC. Okay, OFW clearance and OEC. This is like previously it's already a requirement, and the proof of employment as necessary. So I think I will have to inform the company about these new regulations of the Philippine immigration, because then we have to satisfy this all three requirements. I mean, I think from the second one we can do via online, but the first and third one we need support from our companies, or for our local companies that are hiring us. Okay, for example, you are direct hire, then you just need the OEC receipt or OFW clearance, and the proper and valid work visa, work permit, or any equivalent documents. I'm not so sure. Maybe it's also applicable for us. I'm not so sure. You have to make it clear though. Okay. So the fourth one. Oh my gosh, it's not finishing. I think this will be a 1-hour video. Okay, OFWs requiring special travel exit clearance. These are for locally employed seafarers who will be manning a Philippine registered ship. And these will be seafarers who will undergo orientation and another analogous circumstances as a requirement before their employment as the prospective foreign employees prescribes. The foreign employer must be accredited by the licensed local manning agency. The emergency change crew for Philippine registered vessels docked in international ports. Okay, so these are requirements for especially for seafarers. Let's move to OFWs traveling to another country during their vacation to Philippines. Okay, maybe for me, for example, I went home to Philippines, and then I want to go again, for example, to Japan to travel. So this can be the requirements for us. If the OFW will travel to other country for tourism, but will return to Philippines before proceeding to his or her job site, the OFW shall undergo the usual immigration inspection for tourist travelers under these guidelines. If the OFW will travel to another countries for tourism but will proceed directly, then a valid OEC will be required. So I think you just have to follow the first, like if you are an OFW, balik manggagawa, first time traveler, or whatever, you have to, that requirement plus this, okay? So, endorsement to the DMW, MWAAC. The IO shall promptly endorse the passenger for validation of employment documents, updating employment records, issuance of clearance, and or other appropriate action when confronted with the following. The OEC of the OFW or MW registered worker is invalid, expired, used, and did not reflect, or the OFW has incomplete or questionable documents. So, they might be able to stop you from leaving the country if you have such cases. So please be very careful and update your documents. In case of endorsement, the IO shall provide the passenger with a validation request form. Upon validation by the DMW and WAAC, the passenger shall be directed back to the IO for the completion of the immigration inspection. So this is when you are already a little bit in trouble. So you will be given like a form of validation by the you have to get validated by the DMW, and you have to return to the IO to complete your immigration inspection. So guys, I strongly recommend that if you are traveling, you just give enough time, don't just go to the airport 2 hours or even less before your flight. It will be very na best pa to just be there at least minimum 5 hours or 6 hours at least, so you won't miss your flight in cases that you will have some issues in the immigration officer. Okay, let's go over here. Inspection. The primary IO will then defer the departure of the passenger if he or she presents fraudulent, falsified, or tampered travel or supporting documents, or refuses to undergo primary inspection. The IO will refer the following passengers for secondary inspection: those who fail to establish their purpose during primary inspection, so who will be undergoing the secondary inspection; those with inconsistent or insufficient travel or supporting documents; those unable to show proof of financial capacity to travel and are accompanied by a foreign national who is not a relative by consanguinity or affinity up to the fourth civil degree. Okay, babe, we have to read about these things. Those traveling with or without visa to countries under alert level 3 or 4, and those with relevant deployment bans. Those who previously stayed abroad for over 6 months as a tourist or previously misinterpreted any travel information and are intending to travel again for the same purpose. So if you have a record to them, just be very careful. So you have to read the full document. You have to be informed, guys. Really, you have to go through this news, updated news. Just read it over. In your case, just read it over and search more. What are the documents that you need to give, so you'll not have to go this too much stressful things, really. Those with active or deferred departure records, those identified and reported by the IACAT, Anti-Trafficking Task Force, or other government agencies as potential trafficked or illegally recruited person or suspected trafficker or illegal recruiter. Okay, guys, we're almost there. During the inspection, IACAT explained that the secondary officer should consider totally the circumstances of the passenger, which includes but not is limited purpose of travel, country or countries of destination, duration of stay, travel history, age, financial capacity, source of income, consistent with the passenger's declared purpose of travel, and educational background. Okay? So this will be the secondary. IO will defer the departure upon finding any of the following grounds. So guys, this will give you this will give the IO the reason to offload you, to not able to let you go to your flights. First is the refusal to undergo secondary inspection. Second is doubtful purpose of travel. Third is inconsistent or insufficient travel or supporting documents. So guys, just be sure, please. This is too much, really. Misinterpretation or withholding of the material information about the travel. Presentation of fraudulent, falsified, tampered travel or supporting documents. And non-compliance with previous deferred departure requirements. Passenger is a potentially trafficked or illegally recruited person or a suspected trafficker or illegal recruiter. Finally, we finished everything. So guys, I'm gonna put the link below regarding this news. So whoever wants to get updated, please go over multiple times and make sure that you have enough documents before leaving your home. Even like 1 or 2 weeks before your travel, just make sure you have everything, and prepare your passport, prepare your documents in one folder. So be confident, guys. If you have everything, if your purpose of travel is really what is you applied for, and if you have complete documents, just be confident. If you have it, you don't have anything to hide. You don't have to be afraid. You have to smile and show your confidence to this IO, so they will not suspect you that you're hiding something, or why are you scared. So be confident. If you have the documents, don't be scared. Don't give them the chance to think that you are some of this stuffs that's written here. Really, it gives me headache. Okay, thank you for going through over the news with me, and I hope I helped you out at least to understand the totality of this news. Okay, thank you. Hi guys, thank you for watching, and if you found our video helpful, please subscribe, like, and share it to those who need it. Adios! See you next time!